buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Thank you for joining us here on the West Indies Cricket Development Academy TV. We're happy and glad to be here with you as we bring you our views and reviews of the game yesterday. We were to be on right after the match, but because of unforeseen challenges, we just are here this morning. We thank all the viewers for joining. As you can see on your screen, we welcome you from all over the world. We thank you for taking time out to join us today as we bring you our views and reviews of this glorious game that we all come to love. I have with me here Mr. Dale Brown. Is the Cricket Hall of Fame Honor Secretary, and we will have some more panelists joining us in the minutes ahead. But let's take you to some scene of yesterday glorious T20 between West Indies and South Africa, where the West Indies secure yet again another series victory over South Africa. It was a glorious scene at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy yesterday. As you can see there, the two captain and Radman Powell, the victorious captain, Sheffield Rutherford, Nicholas Pooran, the show paw for the West Indies, and the trophy for which they are playing, Romario Shepherd, coming back very well there to pick up 3 wickets, and it was a glorious victory by the West Indies yesterday there at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Morning to you, Mr. Brown. How pleased are you with the performance of Romario Shepherd yesterday? He had a very rough and hard time during the World Cup and even in yesterday's game, but has he done enough now to show that he's able to bounce back and bounce back fast enough to ensure that West Indies continue to win? Because in West Indies' various victories over the last year, he has played a tremendous part in them.
Good morning, Mr. Codlin. Good morning to the viewers, listeners. And again, I'm happy to be here. Dealing with Romario Shepherd, and you mentioned a phrase, bounce back, which means resiliency. His show of resiliency, because he has had a rough last few months, and I can't remember a game that he really bowled so well. You could see what he was trying to do, and he was consistent with it and bowled extremely well. And West Indies owe the victory in no small part to his excellent bowling. He was more or less economical, but at the same time penetrative. He took the wickets and not many runs were scored off him. So I'm extremely impressed with him, his performance yesterday.
Absolutely. When we look at this West Indies team, and Romario Shepherd said something towards the end yesterday, and those that are subscribers to our channel, when you look on the channel, you will see the clip of Romario Shepherd talking. He said that they are aware that South Africa would have beat them in the quarter final, and that's what gave them the extra impetus to come out and put up a good performance against South Africa. But over a period of time, West Indies would have played South Africa in bilateral series than most other nations. And in all these series, West Indies would have come out victorious dating back to 2015. Um, Now that they lost when it really mattered, but we have seen the continuous and these series build into championship team that Darren Sammy said he wants to build. How true the West Indies are staying now to the mantra of making sure that each and every series they win that towards 2026.
Very important, and I may not have said it at the time, but it's very easy for complacency and overconfidence to build up within a group of persons, and they don't even realize that that is what is happening to them. We beat South Africa, what we would call in Jamaica, they're almost like our beating stick in T20 cricket. But in that one game where it mattered, we did not perform anywhere near how we expected to perform, regardless of what anybody wants to say. And I believe that overconfidence had something to do with it. You know, where the batsmen didn't bat as well. And the key now is to translate the winning mentality from the series point of view into a tournament point of view, because the tournament is different. It's every single ball counts, otherwise you are going to lose. And I think that's where the focus, the mental focus and endurance to overcome South Africa in the quarterfinals. I think if you look at the history, there was no reason for them to go and lose to South Africa, except they are not focused on the job at hand. Beating them yesterday and the day before and whatever had no bearing on that one match. And I think that's where they fell short, not being aware of that one match, which was the quarterfinal, that they should not have really lost to South Africa.
Yeah, and looking back at the West Indies team under the captaincy of Darren Sammy, West Indies usually lose series, but when they come to tournament, they perform above par. So is now the narrative is being turned and under the leadership of Sammy, and we think that's what he meant when he said he want to build the team into a championship team. But Darren Sammy has to understand that nothing in life remains the same, and the team has to be adaptable, and fans around the world want to come out and watch cricket, but they want to watch a winning team, and West Indies winning these series will breathe back life into world cricket. And yesterday when we were watching the game, was it dawn on you at any point that West Indies might lose this game?
No. And I'll tell you the reason why. South Africa, as you said, the how a game unfolds, it goes moment by moment. And they had a magnificent start. And it's either they were just going to run away with it, but I always felt that once West Indies break through, that it would have put South Africa, who are known to find ways to lose games. They will do that. That's one thing with the South Africans. And I believe that there are two, after the power play, where there were 70, they scored, I think, 71 runs. But when Shamar Joseph got Rickerton out, and then Shepard came and bowled Hendricks, and then in his next over, he got Markham. Right after that, I had no doubt that West Indies were going to win the game because Hendricks was a big danger. And once they removed him, thanks to Shepard, I had no doubt that we were going to win the game. How dramatic in them losing those 7 wickets in 7 overs? No, I can't tell you I expected that. But I know that they didn't have the firepower at the back end of their batting order to take on the West Indies bowlers.
Wonderful there. As you talk, we were showing some scenes of the match yesterday. As we look on those scenes again, West Indies, as we would have alluded to earlier, went to South Africa and beat them 2-1 and beat them 3-0 here in the Caribbean and absolutely lost the quarter-final game and is already 2-0 up in this series. The obvious question now is, will Sherman Meyer finally get a chance to represent the West Indies again, seeing that we already wrap up the series? What would you do tomorrow? And I wouldn't want for you to dive too much in it because tomorrow we will preview that match just before. We'll preview it in the morning and we'll have the game in the afternoon. But just to touch a little in the interest of the fans, because Francis Matthew John here said he is the West Indies brain. Rather, he's trying to say here, like the West Indies brain and the feel of play can't see the selectors. I'm not sure what he's trying to say here, but it's as if West Indies would have been making some bad selection. This is what I'm getting from one of the persons in the comment here. But just to narrow it down on Sherman Meyer, what would be your thought process about him tomorrow leading into the game, knowing that we already wrap up the series?
Yes, I believe that Hetmeyer, they should find a way to put him in that starting 11 tomorrow. You said don't dive deeply into it, so I will leave it alone, but I know who I would drop. I would replace him with. I absolutely have no doubt in my mind that this is the person I would replace.
Absolutely.
And it deserves to get, because if you're building, you can't play the same 11 right through because then you're not building.
That's what they have done in the World Cup.
Right. So if you're building towards it, then you have to give a person like a Hetmeyer, give him a chance to play and to see what he brings to the team. So yeah. I'm in agreement with that, sir.
Yeah, and we'll like to know who you would replace him with come tomorrow morning when we preview that game. For those in the comment, we thank you for joining us this morning. As you can see on your screen, the Cricket Hall of Fame is our main sponsor. They are located in Connecticut, United States. They'll be having their induction ceremony come October 5th, and hopefully we'll show scenes of that here on the channel. They are the first Cricket Hall of Fame in the world, and we absolutely thrilled to be in their company. And as you know, the Honorary Secretary is on with us this morning. How impressed are you with the bowling of Shamar Joseph, single-handedly bringing back the West Indies in the game yesterday after South Africa was running away with it? How impressed are you with his versatility in the Test team and now in the T20 team, bowling at the absolute depth giving West Indies control that they have lacked for so many years now?
Shamar Joseph, I think, had it was a tale of two performances for him yesterday. Even though he came on, he's the one that provided the breakthrough, first and foremost. And got Rickleton's wicket he came on in the 5th over, and he made the breakthrough and got Rickleton. And at that point, South Africa were 63 for 1 after 5 overs. Then his next over was kind of not consistent. He gave up 14 runs in that over. So his first 2 overs, he gave up 24 runs. But he got that important wicket. They took him off. Now, what impressed me is when he returned. And when he returned, I remember he bowled at about 2 deliveries, and I could see the captain, Ravman Powell, walk up to him and had kept the ball in his hand. Powell had the ball in his hand, and he kept talking to Shamar Joseph, and Shamar was looking at him, and you could see that Powell was trying to drill something into him. And the next delivery that he bowled was a full Yorker outside the off stump. And I think he bowled 2 balls full length outside the off stump. The next delivery was another Yorker on the stumps this time. And he cleaned up the man. He clean bowled, I think it was Fortune. And that to me showed it was as if the young man, a light went off in his head in that over. And you could see him grow from strength to strength in those few balls. He transformed into a different kind of bowler. And then, of course, his last over at the death, as you mentioned, the 19th over, again, he got Lizard Williams out LBW, which again shows you that he was attacking the stumps and bowling full length rather than, the shorter pitch deliveries. Very impressed with him yesterday, and he showed a level of maturity. And I was more impressed too with the fact that the captain was talking to him and didn't just say something and turn his back and walk away. You could see him insisting to him, something to him. Yes.
Absolutely. And the more T20 games that Shamar Joseph play, he will be better than he is now. And you can only hope that will be the case for him going forward. As you know, the Cricket Hall of Fame is our main partner, and as you can see on your screen, we are thanking them for being with us as we are now drawing to a close for the home season here in the West Indies as it regards to cricket. We'll see if we can cover some part of the CPL as it starts in a few days' time for you fans. We have over 40,000 of you so far, and we'll do our best to maintain these numbers. When we look at the performance, we talked about the performance in private of the captain Powell the other day, but yesterday he really shown that he's the best captain in the region, and he played a very good hand with the bat as well. How important it is for Powell to continue to lead from the front this West Indies team now in rebuilding, according to him, not necessarily according to the coach, but according to Ravman Powell.
Powell, as I mentioned before, in terms of speaking about Shamar Joseph, I think 2 very impressive things he did yesterday was in talking to Shamar Joseph. He may have spoken to other bowlers, but that is what I saw on the screen, and that impressed me. And I could see, the intent in his face and what he was saying, that it was very important. Now, in terms of leading from the front is very important for a captain because you need for people to believe in you because they see that you yourself you are producing and what you are speaking of from a mental point of view that he himself is in the game and he believes in you and wants you to focus on performance. Don't worry about the man hitting a six or a four. Bowl the ball the way I want you to bowl it. And in addition to his captaincy yesterday, the, we got excellent starts for the first and second wickets between Hope and Alphanese and Hope and Huran. But for me, the most important partnership was between Powell and Rutherford when they added 47 from 28 balls for the fifth wicket. So he really went out there and he backed up his talk and he performed very well. And you know, I he
And,
was out.
and as you touch on Rutherford there,
Yes,
is one of the single reason why we have not seen it Myers yet, because he continued to put in these credible, incredible performances, and it's something that you would be willing to live with.
100%. And it's, you know, I can go back to our broadcast earlier this year, where he came in and saved West Indies on quite a few occasions.
Even in
And he does
Australia.
it, yes, and he does it in a calm manner. His mind is clear, and you can see him batting according to his plan. I know exactly what he's going to do. Now, if the bowler beat him, well, all praises to the bowler, but you can see what he's trying to do. You know, you pitch up outside the off stump, he doesn't try to swing it across to the leg side. He hits it over the covers. And he's one of the few left-handers that we have who have power over the covers, hitting it over the covers. You know, and he's very good at that. You bowl it to him out there, he'll hit you for six over the covers. One of the few left-handers that can do that in the West Indies anyway.
Alec Atenis is permanently sending the best friend of the head coach into retirement. Do you think now should be the time for um, you know, Johnson Charles to say to Darren Sammy, give me a goodbye game. I'm gonna hang up my boot now. Are you looking for that soon enough? Because the performance of Alec Atenis, it would be detrimental to drop a good talent as that. Even when he can't get the runs, we have seen that he he has a little of Tristan Stubb in him where he would place himself in some acrobatic position to make sure he get the ball over the field and make sure his team get off to a good start. The cohesiveness between him and Shea Hope is something to behold as well. So should we give Johnson Charles a goodbye game and say to him that we have found somebody now to take your place?
Um, Johnson Charles, I would say at this point in time, the less said, the better. If they want to give him a farewell, give it to him in the dressing room. Tell him thank you, open a bottle of champagne, and wish him well. At his age and this stage of his career, I've seen far greater players than him do not get a farewell game. Far, far greater players than him. But they never afforded them that. And I think even with the series wrapped up, it would be a step way backward in time to put him in that starting 11. And over whom, you know, I would not do it in long and short. I wouldn't do it. If it comes to that, put Ed Meyer in there to play, but certainly not Johnson Charles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So he doesn't deserve not even a goodbye game. He had played his part since 2012 World Cup win, came back 2016, and then after that we have not seen him till the ascension to the position of Darren Sammy. How controversial that is. is still something to argue. Fans that are watching, remember to subscribe to the channel and remember to slash a like on this stream and share the stream across your social media platform. We have 5 minutes to go, Mr. Brown, but we want to continue to look on the various players. And another one to behold is Muti and the party played yesterday in West Indies getting that win. The partnership between him and Akil Hussein is something to behold as well. Your comments and the two left arm spinner for the West Indies.
I'll deal with Moti first. He came on, his first over was in the ninth over, and he bowled right through to the fifth. He bowled unchanged, 4 overs unchanged.
Before
So
you
between
before you continue, somebody in the Donald Pope in the comment is telling us good morning. But one thing you have forgotten, Mr. Pope, is that this is Mr. Dale Brown. You'd have used to I and Carlton Brown when he was building out his show and I was helping him. But this is Mr. Brown. He's originally from Jamaica but now living in New Jersey. He's a journalist across the sports discipline, and of course, he's a analyst with us here at West Indies Cricket Development Academy. He's also a consultant with us as well. Continue, Mr. Brown.
Yes, thank you. So I was saying Moti bowled his first over in the ninth over. He came on, I think, about 2 overs earlier than he did in the first game. And he bowled out his 4 overs, gave up 27 runs. And during that time when West Indies was strangling South Africa, because those 7 overs, I think, cost around 45 runs, in that period. And he bowled a beautiful delivery, excellent delivery to get the batsman out stumped, where he deceived him in the air, in the flight of the ball, deceived him completely, the ball gripped and turned. It was a brilliant delivery. And his contribution, he only took the 1 wicket, but to keep it tight during those middle overs is what opened it out for the West Indies to run through the lower order of South Africa, because his was at that stage we took a wicket every over after that, and he was essential and very crucial with that. It's a great bowling performance, and it goes to show you a person don't have to take a lot of wickets, even though you prefer that. But his control was really crucial during that period of time. Hussein started off maybe a little shaky. His first 2 overs was 17 runs, but when he came back for his second spell, he was almost unplayable, and he's the one who actually got. It's funny that when Rutherford seemingly got injured, that's something else we have to look at too, because he left the field limping. That's Rutherford, and Fabian Allen came on for him. And the very next delivery, the first ball after he came on, the batsman tried to hit Hussein out of the ground and was caught by Allen. So Hussein from the 14th and the 16th over bowled very well, got the wicket off the dangerous Tristan Stubbs and the dangerous Rossi van der Dussen. So his 2 wickets there were very, very crucial. Only gave up a total of 25 runs in his 4 overs, but the first 2 went for 17 and the last 2 went for 8. And there were 2 extremely crucial wickets to a South Africa's top batsmen. So both of them again, both left arm spinners, both operating differently, and they very rarely let West Indies down with their performance. And yesterday was one of their better performances.
Absolutely. Let's look at a few comments before we go here. Um, you know, we don't know this person name, but it's something like Roblox Gamer Boy 3. This is what he has to say. He said West Indies going 3-0 up tomorrow. Is that something that you see happening tomorrow, despite us maybe making a few changes to accommodate some of the players that are in the team, seeing that we won't go back into battle until a few months' time against England?
Yes, sir, definitely. You win all that you can win. Winning is inspiring. Winning not only inspires the players, but it inspires the fans.
Yeah.
And when the fans are happy, they can feel the vibes. They can feel the inspiration from the fans, and they need to put their pedal to the metal. You have to keep pressing forward. Who, if they make changes, whoever comes in would be eager to prove that they deserve to get a game, and try to rattle the selector's head and say, "Wow, this gentleman is batting well or is bowling well. We have to consider him. If Obed McCoy gets a game, he has to come in and want to out bowl. Let's say if he comes in for Shamar Joseph, I'm not saying he should, but whoever he comes in for, if he comes in, he should want to bowl as well as they did. So I expect West Indies to come out and win the next game.
This, despite of any changes that they might make.
Right, because McCoy is a good bowler, Hetmeyer is a good batsman. The only one I wouldn't want to see coming to the team is Johnson Charles. They can bring in the other two, and I believe that they will perform well.
Absolutely. That's it from us here. We'll be back same time tomorrow morning to preview, and we hope that we'll have some more of our panelists. But absolutely, Mr. Dale Brown was fabulous this morning on show with us. We have a lot of people in the comment and a lot of people watching, and we are grateful for you all. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to share this stream, and remember to like this video, and remember tomorrow, come right back here. We will have it locked for you tomorrow morning, same time. We might have a longer show as well tomorrow, when we will preview the match between West Indies and South Africa. By that, we'll have information who will play and who won't, and then after the game finish, we'll come back to wrap up the 2024 series with West Indies and South Africa. So we have a lot for you tomorrow, and we once again, as we go, we'll show some scenes of the captain Rodman Powell and the rest of the players. We are absolutely grateful and thank you this morning for joining. As I said before, remember to subscribe to the channel, remember to like the video, and remember to share this stream and to support our channel in whatever way you can. Honorary Secretary of the Cricket Hall of Fame, Mr. Brown, thank you for joining this morning, and we hope to have you back tomorrow. And remember, the fans would like to know who you would leave out to bring in Hetmeyer. That should be interested tomorrow, your thoughts. Please remember, fans, to join to hear what he has to say. Mr. Brown, once again, thank you again. And to all the fans that join us this morning, thank you for watching as we leave you with scenes of West Indies' victory yesterday. Their third consecutive victory over South Africa in the last year. The former captain, Nicholas Pooran there, and as you can see, the captain and the South African captain, the West Indies captain again, and Sheffield Rutherford, who has some injury niggles, will be paying close attention to that and the beautiful trophy there that you're seeing. Goodbye for now.